Now I request Dr. Shri Devendra Kumar Dodavat, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary to Governor, to deliver the welcome address. Sir.
Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekarji, our esteemed guest, Shri S. Gurumurthy ji, dear friends, good evening to all. Today we have gathered here to enrich us from the nuggets of wisdom from distinguished speaker and columnist, Shri S. Gurumurthy ji. He is here with us on the invitation of Honorable Governor of Kerala to deliver a talk on the topic Operation Sindoor, Paradigm Shift from Candle Lights to BrahMos. On this occasion, it's my honor and privilege to deliver the welcome speech on behalf of Honorable Governor of Kerala. First and foremost, I extend heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Shri S. Gurumurthy ji, noted speaker and columnist, for accepting the invitation to share his expertise and valuable insights with us on the moments of
splendid brilliance of talent, temperament, and prowess of India showcased during Operation Sindoor, which had left the world awestruck and left the architect of terror ruining and licking its wounds. Sir, we are truly honored to have you here in Raj Bhavan, Kerala. We all are waiting with bated breath to hear more from you. Sir, I extend you a very, very warm welcome on behalf of Honorable Governor of Kerala. I pay my rich respect and homage to Pahalgam Martyr N. Ramchandran and welcome his family members who have come from Ernakulam to be with us on this occasion. Now, I welcome the august audience for sparing valuable time and encouraging presence. I am confident that your thoughtful contribution during question-answer session would be an icing on the cake. Last but not least, I
also welcome the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekarji, the guiding light not only for this event, but for all our endeavors of Raj Bhavan, Kerala. We all know that Honorable Governor Sir has been enriching the society with his nuanced knowledge and experience, providing a wealth of information and constant inspiration. Honorable Governor of Kerala will deliver the presidential address embellished with concise and sagacious motivational insights. Now, I conclude and once again welcome our esteemed guest, Shri S. Gurumurthy ji, and everyone who are here to make this occasion a memorable and impactful experience. Thank you very much. Nanni Namaskaram. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the family members of Pahalgam Martyr N. Ramachandran to come forward to receive the honors of Honorable Governor, sir. I request the Honorable Governor, sir, to deliver the presidential address. Sir.
Respected Gurumurti ji, my ACS, Dr. Dhodawat ji, respected family of N. Ramchandran ji, all other dignitaries from different parts of our state, particularly from Trivandrum, friends, sisters and brothers. Today we have gathered just to understand what the Pahalgam issue was and what this Operation Sindoor was. I will not come elaborately over it, and I don't have knowledge of that extent. But Gurumurti ji is with us. I need not tell you about him, his stature, his caliber and expertise over these issues. Just few days back, I read his article in the New Indian Express here, and I was fascinated over to see that it was in two parts. That I must speak to Gurumurti ji. So I called him on telephone and I requested him to come to Trivandrum, to Raj Bhavan, and give your all the things, all expertise, and whatever you have to say that you have already said, but still there are much more things to be told to us. Please come. I am very happy that he has come here on the invitation of not only my invitation, it is your invitation to him. So on your invitation, he has been here. The change in the world of the warfare is very much evitable, and it is very much seen in the country now by the whole world. How the next warfare is going to be, it has to be, the message it has given to the world that non-contact war can be fought now, and that is what the present government led by Narendra Modi ji has given the message to the world. This is how the warfare will be now, and that particular warfare and expertise was not limited to certain people, certain skilled engineers. It was the efforts of years together of our engineers, right from Delhi to ISRO here. All those people have contributed towards it, and what we have seen today, the shift in the warfare technique. Why it was to be done, why it was necessary, how it could have been in a different way, whether there were any other ways, all this will be discussed by Gurumurti ji here. But we all have to be here that we are a country, one country. We are a one people. That message has to be taken away from this particular gathering, this function. I always intended to have such gatherings when I was in Bihar, in Patna, and we did that. And we wanted to have all such because
the very vision of our Prime Minister of Vikasit Bharat, that all adds to it, the vision of Vikasit Bharat. So that is how we have to now progress gradually. Ultimately, we all are here to hear Gurumurti ji and not me. So I will not stand between you and Gurumurti ji for long. I take your leave. Nanni, Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Shri Hari Eskarta, OSD to Honorable Governor, to deliver the introductory speech on Shri Gurumurthy ji.
Honorable Governor, respected Shri Gurumurthy ji, respected Shri Dodavat ji, guests of honor, dear brothers and sisters. I have been assigned the proud and pleasant task of introducing Shri Gurumurthy ji. It is indeed pleasant and proud, but at the same time, it is an uphill task, a difficult task, an embarrassing task. Just like exposing the bright, brilliant, powerful, burning sun with the help of a lit candle, I am taking up the job with all humility. While beginning to introduce Gurumurthy ji, I am reminded of Bhagavan Krishna's advice in the Bhagavad Gita to the perplexed, confused Arjuna in the battlefield of great Mahabharata at Kurukshetra, where Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhava savyasajin. So with that spirit of humility, I am being just an instrument in the hands of the Rajbhavan Kerala, in the hands of particularly the Honorable Governor, who is the guide, guardian and philosopher of this august function. Sri Gurumurthy ji actually needs no introduction. I say it because to we Indians, neither the Himalayas nor the Ganges, Ganga, need any introduction. Gurumurthy ji is a personality who is as tall and towering as the Himalayas and as deep and serene as the Ganga. But still, for the sake of the formality, I am venturing into the task. By profession, Gurumurthy ji is a chartered accountant with a roaring practice. But by passion, he is a journalist par excellence, a popular columnist, a campaigner, and all that. Therefore, it may be out of place, it may be ridiculous just to introduce him as an orator or a columnist or a journalist. In fact, he is all these and much more, much and much more than all this. Gurumurthy, he has been a relentless campaigner against corruption. As a journalist, I would rate him, I would describe him as the father of Indian investigative journalism. Because as a student of journalism, I was inspired into this profession. I was induced into this profession by his articles exposing the corruption in high places in the corporate world. In fact, even Ramnath Goenkaji, in his biography, in his autobiography, he has paid glowing tributes to Sri Gurumurthy ji. Besides being a journalist, besides being a columnist, besides being a chartered accountant, he was also the guide, guardian and philosopher of the Sangh-sponsored, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh-sponsored Swadeshi Jagran Manch. As the headsman of Swadeshi Jagran Manch, he had advocated a new economics, a new economic policy for the nation. In fact, India did have an economic policy of our own, but often the questions asked by the capitalists and the communists is whether we have an alternate Indian or rather Indianized economic policy. He has very novel ideas, very innovative ideas and very powerful ideas. Just today when he was being taken to the Rajbhavan from the airport, he asked what is the difference between capitalists and Vaishyas. As per our ethos, those who indulge in business, those who practice business are called Vaishyas. So he himself gave the reply, Vaishyas minus dharma are capitalists. How profound, how effective a definition. It is definitely a moment of pride for the people of Kerala, especially those in the Rajbhavan, that we have such an eminent personality to address us this evening. With all pride, with all pleasure, I invite Sri Gurumurthuji to this, which may be called a Vichara Yajna. Thank you.
Honorable Governor of Kerala, Sri Rajendra Arlekarji, I was stunned when a call came from him after I had written those 2 articles on Operation Sindoor. With my limited understanding of what the subject means, that he wants me to come and give a lecture here, it showed that how meticulously he has been following affairs.
And in these days, when reading of newspapers has crashed after the television medium and social media has come, that there are still statesmen who will read articles, and my articles are not short articles. These articles went around 4,200 words, something which is very uncommon these days. In those days, it used to be very common.
And Sri Lodawat, the Additional Chief Secretary to the Governor, and Mr. Hari Karta, who introduced me quite generously and excessively. When you are introduced so profusely and excessively, a bar is set, an expectation is created, and I have to cross it to make you understand that what is stated is not absolutely untrue. See, Operation Sindoor is something which has to be properly positioned intellectually, militarily, historically, and socially. This cannot be dismissed as a news or as an event or as a counter-terror measure. You have to have a helicopter view to understand how Operation Sindoor became necessary and how it is a reaction and a response and the will of a nation that should put not only Pakistan but the world on notice as to what India has become. So, we have to see how Operation Sindoor originated. It originated in Pahalgam. There have been terrorist attacks. There have been mass killings, starting with Pakistan giving up war as a means to deal with India because they have been failing in all the wars. 1947, 1965, 1971, 1999. In all the wars, Pakistan was defeated. They thought the best way to deal with India is not war,
but to bleed India, as they used to say in their language, by 1,000 cuts. Bleed India to death in stages. And for which they created a jihadi army, about which I will go into later. But Pahalgam stood out as the most barbaric assault in recent times or in the history of Indo-Pakistan fights. First, the victims were asked which religion you belong to. It is not something which should be dismissed as an event that happened on 22nd April. It is a continuity of a history. Unfortunately, Pakistan is arrested by history. India has moved beyond history. We have kept history behind because history is something which should teach us, it should not continue. If history continues, pursues, if historical feelings and the hate and enmity, that history is bound to teach us, then you are arrested by history, you are part of the history, and you don't move to the future. This is where Pakistan was born in hate, is what we must understand. And Pakistan must also understand that. Yes, hatred created Pakistan. We understand that. They also must understand. But we should give up the hate is what they did not understand. But we have moved beyond. Christopher Jefferley, one of the most famous French writers, who was not a great admirer of India, he wrote that the only content of the nationalism of Pakistan is hate India. If hatred of India is not there, Pakistan will not be a nation itself. So, it is not only he. There was one professor, Syed Ali Raza Nazar of Tufts University, he is a Pakistani. He also said, minus the hatred of India, Pakistan will not exist as a nation. That means you are carrying history. And history is not carried merely by a political discourse. It is carried in history textbooks. It is carried in missile names. See the names Pakistan has given for its missiles. Abdali, Ghauri, Babar, Ghaznavi. These are all the names of the missiles. Pakistan is not going to use these missiles against any other country. It has no other enemy in the world except Bharat. See the names that they are using to remind their people. What should be their psychological attitude to India? Unless we take a helicopter view and understand what Pakistan's psyche is, ideologies, theologies, DNA is, we will not be able to position Pahalgam or the response to Pahalgam. And if you look at Pakistan, both of us started on the same day. We got freedom on the same day, virtually. But we had a constituent assembly, we framed the constitution in 1950, we adopted it, we have moved ahead. Many of us do not know that Pakistan could not frame a constitution and they could not even put together a constituent assembly, and anyone who attempted to put the constituent assembly was assassinated. Liaquat Ali Khan, the first Prime Minister of Pakistan, he was assassinated because he entered into a deal with Pandit Nehru. It is called the famous Nehru-Liaquat Pact. He was shot. And the whole country trembled, and a constituent assembly, some kind of it functioned in 1958. They came out with a constitution. But before the constitution could be implemented, Sikandar Mirza, who was the president, he abolished the constituent assembly, threw away the constitution, proclaimed martial order, and appointed Ayub Khan as the martial law administrator. Within 1 month,
Ayub Khan sacked Sikandar Misra, who had run away from the country. They could not frame a constitution. Ayub Khan functioned as the dictator for the next 15 years. In 1971, they lost the war with India. It is actually a war between East Pakistan and West Pakistan. It was not a war with India. They could not tolerate East Pakistan, which did not want Urdu language. That's all. There was no difference. And because they were speaking Bengali language, in spite of the fact they were 55 to 60% of the population, the resources that they got was only 35%. That is how East Pakistan and West Pakistan began fighting each other. So, they lost. Not only East Pakistan and Bangladesh was created, they also lost the war, and as a result, they came to the conclusion that we are doing something wrong and then framed a constitution, some kind of a constitution. It was not a constituent assembly deliberating for 3 years. It is just some political parties coming together, writing a piece of paper, and that is the constitution of Pakistan today. In 1972, the constitution came, Bhutto became the president and the prime minister. And in 1978, Ziaul Haq seized power, sacked Bhutto and hanged him. See, Sikandar Liaquat Khan was assassinated in 1951, Bhutto in 1979, Zia, who seized power in 1978, was himself assassinated in 1988. Benazir Bhutto, who became the chief prime minister, was assassinated, and Imran Khan was almost assassinated in the year 2022. This is the political history, democratic political history of Pakistan. You look at how Pakistan was ruled by army for 34 years, directly. Between 1958 and 71, 77 to 88, 99 to 2008, 34 years. And rest of the years the army indirectly ruled. Unless we know the relationship between army and Pakistan polity, we will not be able to understand what kind of adversary we are dealing with. In fact, in diplomatic circles, it is quipped that every country has an army. But Pakistan army has a country which is Pakistan. Without army, nothing will move. Army is the deity in Pakistan. Army is the deity, means army people, army general, army system. And what it has resulted in, I want to show it to you. The Bloomberg wrote an article on 11th November 2001. Pakistan Army Incorporated. Pakistan Army is not a professional army like the Indian Army or American Army or any civilized nation's army. Pakistan Army is a huge commercial enterprise. The Soldiers Foundation, the Fauji Foundation, has cement factories, ordnance factories, retail stores, iron and steel. Mention any industry. It owns a huge commercial enterprise. And it is responsible to take care of the army people, retired army people, till they die. And the retired army people and the existing army people manage all this. You know what is the market capitalization of Karachi Stock Exchange? $43 billion. Out of which $71 billion of market capitalization is represented by companies run by Soldiers Foundation. Pakistan Army controls 71% of Pakistan's market capitalization, that is the extent to which Pakistan's economy, Pakistan's business, Pakistan's polity are intermingled with the army. And politicians are merely prisoners who can't do a damn. They are what the army says they have to do. If they do something else, the army will directly intervene. This is a military country. We must understand we are dealing with a military country, a militarized mind. And on top of it, when Zia came to power, he Islamized Pakistan. And unfortunately, the Western powers, in their attempt to overcome the Russian power in Afghanistan, made Pakistan create jihadis to fight Russia in Afghanistan. The West was very happy about it because they did not have to pay. There are people willing to die to kill others. And Afghanistan war was the starting point of the collapse of Russia. The West was very happy. And Pakistan was extremely mightily pleased. How many of us know it is from Pakistan in Karachi, from Karachi airport, Kissinger traveled in the dead of night on a secret mission to China and negotiated a deal with China to break away from Russia, and that broke the Cold War and destroyed communism in 10 years, and Pakistan became the apple of the eye of Americans. Their money,
all that went into Pakistan, got into Pakistan army, and Pakistan army became the richest. And that is represented by 71% market capitalization, which means $30 billion is the amount of liquid resources that Pakistan army commands. If there is Lashkar Taiba, if there is Jaish-e-Mohammed, if there is any other terror organizations, Pakistan's budget need not fund them. It is funded by the Soldiers Foundation, which controls $30 billion of market capitalization of Pakistan. Nowhere in the world, no other army people are entitled to just pension. They are supposed to work for the country. But here is a country where an army owns the country, an army owns the economy, army owns the market capitalization, and army owns nearly 20 to 30,000 jihadis raised in the nurseries of Pakistan. And there is a book which was released by Pakistan writers after Musharraf took over in 1999, which is one of the finest books which the Indians must read. How a Barelvi Pakistan was turned into a Devbandi Pakistan, and how terror became the rule of law, and people could walk with guns in their hands. This impacted on India. So they wanted to kill India by 1,000 cuts. I was very much involved in the politics in those days. I don't think many would be aware of it. I was very closely associated with the transition and how the Congress was defeated in 1989 and VP Singh came to power. VP Singh came to power as Prime Minister on the 2nd of December, 1989. Mufti Muhammad Syed was the Home Minister. This was on the 2nd of December. On the 9th of December, Mufti Muhammad Syed's daughter is kidnapped by terrorists. The Home Minister of India, his daughter was kidnapped. I was desperate to send a message to Mr. VP Singh. In those days, there was no cell phone. I told him, before you make a deal with the terrorists to get that lady released, ask the Home Minister to resign. And after the deal is over, let him become the Home Minister again. But this message could not reach. So the ignominy of the Indian government negotiating with the terrorists, with the Home Minister of India negotiating for the release of his daughter, and that set many, many terrorists free. You can understand what was the state of India at the time, its psychology, and how the Kashmiris would have felt that here is a group of people who can shake the Home Minister by kidnapping his own daughter. I was a personal eyewitness to what was happening at the time, a helpless state, a meaningless state, an impotent state. And by 1990, virtually Srinagar